Yo, RX motherfucking back with a recap of UFC Vegas 47, a card I did fucking amazing picking wise, and god do I feel good. I'll tell you how good I did on picks later in the video, aka the end, after the actual recap, but that's for then, this is for now, and for now we're gonna do a recap. But before I do that, go down there, like, comment, all that beautiful shit. And 100 by the end of the year. Hit that sub button, man. 90 away. And not much more to say besides let's get into this card that was actually very good. Out of the 3 UFC cards so far this year, can make the case best card of the year. But move to that card I'm talking about. Start off with Malcolm X Gordon versus Denny's Bondar. Ow, my fucking arm. Yeah. Fight didn't go well, for fans or for Bondar, and I say that because in round 1, only round we got of this, Malcolm kinda dropped Bondar a little bit with a nice shot, and then they started wrestling a little bit, and then I'm trying to remember, Gordon got him on the ground, and I think they rolled over Bondar's left arm and broke it, and badly broke it. That's always fun. Yeah. You never ever want to see a fighter's limbs get fucking snapped, but we saw an arm go bye-bye in this, and it sucked. Yeah, not fun at all. But now, besides talking about the fight, what is next for both guys? Malcolm back-to-back wins now, which is very shocking. Guy who I still don't think should be in the UFC. I don't think he's that good. Back-to-back wins, and back-to-back wins being up probably around plus 250 underdog. So gotta give the kid some motherfucking props. Yeah, he's fucking fighting for his job. He ain't going out without a fight. But with that being said, what fight should he get next? This is actually a very tough question. I thought Jeff Molina calling him out on Twitter. I wouldn't mind that, I guess. Or yeah, I guess Molina, or maybe Tyson Nam, Bruno Silva, one of those guys. I think now Gordon's gonna be fighting even higher level guys he's done. Cause already in his first 2 fights he fought Amir Al-Bazis, who's ranked, and Sumadarji, who's ranked, and he got crushed. He can beat Figgy and kinda beat Denny's Bondar. But I'm a little interested to see how he does against one of those more highly skilled flyweights in the UFC. So yeah, back to back for Malcolm, surprising. And now talk about Bondar. Well, let alone he's probably gonna be out for a minute, cause I don't know, he kinda just snapped his fucking arm. He's gonna be out for a minute. I'm guessing we could, Heavy could maybe see him back late of the year, English, end of the year, and that's being generous. End of the year-ish, maybe November, December, but maybe trying to be optimistic. I don't think he deserves another UFC fight. Freak accident and all of that. So he deserves to go again. But my God, man, what a way to throw out a card. A man's arm just gone. Yeah, I don't want to talk about this fight much more. I don't like broken limbs. But yeah, man. Feel bad for Bondar. I mean, even Gordon, man. You as a fighter, you don't want to go in there and break another man's As a fighter, you don't want to go in there and break another human's bones if you don't need to. So it sucks when it happens. Chris Weidman, Conor McGregor, etc., etc. So we're already off to a hot start injury-wise this year. Ooh boy. But yeah, props to Gordon. Obviously, he was all class at the end of it. Even in a post fight, he was like, "I don't do this to injure people or kill people. I do this because I love it and I respect it." So, props to Gordon, man. And 2 in a row, bro. Props. And prayers up for Bondar. Prayers up for Bondar. After that, a fight that did not have any broken bones, I hope. I don't think. And that is Philip, the Fresh Prince Rowe versus Jason Witt. Could I have predicted this any better? In round 1, Witt completely wrestled him, easily won that round. And then in round 2, Rowe woke up, finally stopped the takedown, and dropped that weak chin of Jason Witt and got to knockout. Not much more to say. Pretty nice knockout, couple nice hooks and shit. I said in my breakdown, and I think everyone said in their breakdowns, if Rowe just connects one, it's done, because Witt has no chin, and it showed. He dropped him. Badly dropped him. And, yeah. Not surprising at all. I even predicted the second round knockout, because I expected Witt to maybe be in there on the first, and then he'll start losing a little gas and get dropped. So, wow. Kind of like I know what I'm talking about. Sometimes. Not usually. So, yeah, man, speaking of back-to-back knockouts in the second for Philip Rowe. Props, man. Props. He's looked good his last 2 fights. He had a little bit of a stumble against Gabe Green, didn't look too well. And then he comes out against Kosi, drops him in the second, comes back, gets a rocky beginning of the fight. Then in the second he drops Witt, and he looked good. Looked good. A guy to keep your eye on in the welterweight, that stacked welterweight division, because he's 31, but he's still growing as a fighter. Very much growing as a fighter. And it's going to be interesting to see how he does. He didn't take much damage, so he might be able to get back in there relatively fast. And if so, that's obviously great. But now comes the question, who does he get in there with? Maybe I wouldn't mind him against Takashi Sato if he's still in the UFC. That'd be fun. Yeah, that would be a very fun fight. If Sato's still in the UFC, book that fight. That's a very fun fight. Someone's going out in that fight, and that's what we all want. So, yeah, book that shit. So, yeah, Rowe is definitely a kid to be watching in that division. Even though you got so many people to be watching that division, it's a pain in the ass to have to watch so many people in that division. So, just keep your eye on Rowe, man. A year or so by now, he could be getting close to that ranking, if not already ranked. So, and now talk about Pillow Chin Witt. Win-loss in the UFC. He can beat a Cole Williams, get a lucky decision against Barbarino, but every time he fights any guy that has good power in his hands, he's just done for. Sato, Samuelsberger, Rowe, he's just fucking done for. Like, and no less, the guy is 35, so keep that in the back of your mind. No chin, 35 years old. Really only wrestles because his striking is very bad. It's like, what do you do with him? If you're at UFC, you're looking at this guy. He's 35 years old. He has a very bad chin. All he does is wrestling. What do you do with him? You could either A, make him hit the bricks, or B, give him another fight, but a very watered down fight. Maybe that Andre Fiallo kid would be interesting. Or who's the other guy I just saw? Or Ramiz Brahima. Yeah, Jason Witt versus Ramiz Brahima. Someone has to finally win a fight. Yeah, do that. If Witt can't win that fight, then he might really have to hit the fucking bricks. I would say give him one more fight, and if he chokes it, goodbye. So, yeah. No offense to Witt, but he has no chin. That's his main problem. Let alone Glory is a shit gym anyway, so what does that tell you? So yeah, not much to say. Not much more to say about this fight. Keep your eye on Rowe, and Witt could be gone soon. So. But he'll get picked up by a Bellator, BKFC, a PFL 1 in a heartbeat. So yeah. Great performance by Rowe in that second round. First round, he did pretty boring. So, great performance by Rowe, man. Great knockout. After that, probably the most predictable fight on the card. Joltan Almeida versus Danilo Marquez. Could it have went any more predictably as it did? Right, less than 30 seconds in, Almeida shot for a takedown, and after that he just controlled the entire fight until he got into top mount and rained down so many damn hammer fists onto the head of Danilo Marquez. Half of them were blocked, but my god, you had to stop the fight. Marquez's head was gonna be turned into fucking glue by the end of the fight if they didn't stop it. This Joltan Almeida kid is a fucking problem. He is someone to watch in that 205 division. He looks like a monster. Right away, I would say get him right into a high level fight. The guy did call out Shogun Hua, which, by the way, your Shogun even still fight, but he did call out Shogun Hua. Interesting. I don't think that's very fair to Shogun, to be honest with you, but whatever. But besides an old ass Shogun Hua, who should Almeida fight, you have many ways you can go with this. I think. I think you gotta give him a higher level opponent, cause why fucking waste your time giving him easy fights? This was his easy fight, quote quote, and he aced it. So now you give him a tougher fight. And who would that tougher fight be? Alonzo Menifield. Yeah, Alonzo Menifield. That's not a walk in the park by any means. I'm thinking, or Devin Clark, one or the other works. Both work great anyway. Because why give him another layup? Let the guy fight someone real. Don't give him another fucking layup like a Shogun, who would be interesting to see, would be a murder, but would be interesting to see. So, I think you gotta give him a fucking Clark or fucking Benefield. And then we move over to Danilo Marquez. I think the writing's on the wall. Hit the bricks. He's what, 37? 36? He ain't that good. He really just ain't that good. He's just not UFC level, man. Like, he's just really not. He's 37. A. B. He's not. I don't get why he's still in the UFC. I honestly don't get why he's still in the UFC. Yeah, he got 2 wins, and then I think you should hit the bricks. Or if you wanna give him another fight, you feed him to another young up and coming heavyweight who I don't fucking know, but I don't think you give him another fight against a real fighter. Like, you give him, I say you put him in there with like fuck like fucking, I'm talking like, God, I don't know who I want to put him in there with. I don't know, cause no, I guess a fucking Alexa Kamer, someone of that level, because I don't think you can give him a real fight. That's what I think personally. Because he's ain't like, or Mike Rodriguez if he's still in the UFC. Like, I don't know. I don't think Marquez should be in the UFC personally. And now for Almeida, man, he's a gangster. Fuck what I say about Philip Rowe. Keep your eye on Joltan Almeida. He's a fucking problem. And he was my lock of the night, and I got it perfect on it. Cheers, man. Yep, easy win for Joltan Almeida, man. Easy win, great performance. Looked great doing it. Fucking monster. Great performance by Joltan, man. After that, a fight that, even for how shit it is on paper, somehow was a very decent fight. Alexis Davis versus Julia Styarenko. I'm trying to remember this fight, since it was not a knockout, so, in round 1, Styarenko got pushed to the ground, dropped. I don't remember how it went, but as she went to the ground, Davis went with her and got locked in a deep-looking arm triangle. But Davis got out of it, veteran shit. And then that whole first round after that was just Styarenko throwing up shitty arm bars and guillotines and shit. Dollar store Ronda Rousey. And then in round 2 it's pretty much striking, and Davis looked good. I'm trying to remember. It looked good. I think, if I remember correct, Styarenko stole that round, but fuck if I know or remember. And then in round 3, Davis literally just laid on Styarenko for the whole round pretty much, and got 10-8 on a couple people's scorecards. I don't agree with that, but whatever. And Davis easily won 29-28 or 30-27 or 30-26. I scored, I think I scored 29-28. I gotta look back through my tweets and all that shit. Link in bio for my Twitter. But I think I scored 30-27 or 29-20. I don't fucking remember. But yeah, predictable. Very, very predictable. But Davis is just better. Stoliarenko is not good at all. But I'll talk about her, man. We gotta talk about Alligator Davis shit next time. She's still kicking at 37. She is still fucking kicking at 37. She looks fucking good. As fucking insane as sounds, she looked fucking good. Is she getting better? Like, honestly, it seems like she's getting fucking better somehow. At 37, it's like she's getting fucking better. Fucking age is just a fucking number, man. And now, she's been on the cusp of rankings for a minute now. But now, who should she fight next? Julia Aguilera. That's a fucking fight. I just thought that's actually a weirdly really good fight. Fuck it, do that fight. Unless I'm not thinking of a fight you could do that's better, do that fight, man. Let me. Yeah, 14th, do that. That's a fight. That's a good fight. Alviera and Davis. That's a fun one, man. Man, Davis is getting better. And now talk about Stoliarenko. So now that is 3 straight losses in the UFC. She needs to go. She honestly just needs to get cut. She ain't good. She in her 3 UFC fights against Yana, I'll give you benefit of doubt. Debuting against Yana Kunitskaya is complete bullshit. But you looked terrible. And then against Aguilera, you looked a little better. Still didn't look great. Against Davis, you looked a little somehow shittier. She's just not it. She's not UFC level, and I don't know why she's still in the UFC. It's 0-3. You've not looked good in any of your fights, and none of them have even been close. You need to go. Like, honestly, you need to fucking go. I don't know. Maybe she looked. I think Stoliarenko's 28. So maybe she can go get cut, go to a PFL or some random promotion in Lithuania, random ass place, and go develop. Couple years, 31, 32, come back and see how you're doing. Right now you're 9-6, 0-3 in the UFC. Pack your bags, kick the can. Goodbye. Yeah, man. Been a while back-to-back fights where I'm saying a fighter could and really should be cut. Insane. Good for Davis. She's getting better somehow. Good for Davis, man. He might not be the most entertaining fighter, but at 37, still kicking ass. Props. Great performance by Davis, man. Speaking of great fucking performances, what do you say about this fight? Chitty Bang Bang, the Jukawani versus Marc-Andre Barriault. Holy shit. 16 seconds. In 16 seconds, they touch gloves, and within about 3 seconds of that, Chitty throws an overhand right and drops Marc-Andre to the floor. Ground and pound, it's all over. Chitty is finally in the UFC, and he's finally in the UFC to fucking kick ass. 16 seconds to get out Marc-Andre Barriault, who's not a joke. Barriault's a fucking tough motherfucker, but Chitty just made him look like a bitch. In 16 seconds, he just made him look like a bitch. I think that performance tonight showed he should have been in the UFC sooner. Why did it take till fucking the guy's what 31 with a 20-7 record for him to finally be in the UFC? Why is he just now getting into UFC? Wow. The only thing you can say is fucking wow. Again, just like what just like what I said with Almeida earlier, I don't think you should give Chitty candy fights. Give him a real fight. Against who? Phil Hawes would be interesting. Phil Hawes would be very interesting. You know what? Fuck it. Phil Hawes and Chitty Njokuani. That's the fight to make. That's a fun fight. If I've ever heard one, man, that's a fun one. Excuse me. Yeah, like I said with Almeida, why give these guys who you already have seen are real, I don't know if tune-up's the right word, but these build-up fights, just send them into the wolf's den. Now send them into the next highest den. Don't fucking send them into another wolf's den for another easy one. So give them another fucking fight. Don't give them a cakewalk, man. A real fight. That's what I think for Chitty. And for Marc-Andre Berriut. Nah, just not too simple. He got clipped and dropped. I never thought Marc-Andre Berriut was much to begin with, and now I think I'm proven right. If I had to think of a fight for him, maybe Dusko Todorovic, maybe, or Dirty Sanchez. Something like that would be intriguing. I don't know. Like, does anyone actually care about a Marc-Andre Berriut fight? I don't. But that's in my opinion. I don't care about a Marc-Andre Berriut fight. So yeah, man. Yeah, not much more to say. Chitty looked fucking insane. Got a bonus, of course, when you knock a guy out in, I don't know, 16 seconds. I think you're gonna get a bonus. Crazy. Just give me a slight hunch you're gonna get a bonus. But yeah, he got it, man. Props to Chitty. Fucking gangster shit, man. He should have been in UFC sooner. I don't know what took the UFC so long to get him, but he should have been in the UFC sooner. So, great point by Chitty Bang Bang, and excited to see what he does next. He didn't take a fucking ounce of damage. He could fill in next week for someone, or the week after that. So, hey, hopefully he stays in Vegas, or if he flies to Houston for next week. So, let's see. I'm excited to see what they do with Chitty. After that, a fight that was underwhelming. Hakeem Dawodu versus Mike Trezano. Not much to speak of here. Most of the fight was literally just Hakeem stalking Trezano and out fighting him in every moment to a 30-27. If you want to go watch a boring fight with two guys who are way better than this, you can. But that's for you. That's not a me thing, my guy. Hakeem looked good. He fought a lot smarter than he usually does. I think he knows he needs to win these fights because he's falling out a lot of people's I guess rankings at featherweight and all that, talks at featherweight. So let him remind people, and he reminded them alright. And now, who does me and Hakeem fight next? I honestly don't know. Andre Feely, maybe? Maybe? I saw people say Killer Cub. I wouldn't mind that. One of those two fights would be intriguing. I think that would be a very weird spot, so. Oh no. Sorry. And then to talk about Mike Trizano, if I can find him under that was Trizano. Really, I think he's on a 3-fight losing streak now. I don't think he beat Ludwig Klein at all. But whatever, that's what I think. I don't think he's that good. Yeah, he won a season tough. But does that really mean shit? No. I think maybe he could fight Omar Morales. That wouldn't be the worst fight in the world. Yeah, maybe like an Omar Morales. That wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, man. Fine performance by Hakeem. He did everything he needed to do to win, which is all that matters in the end. So, props to Hakeem, man. Good performance. And now, finally, a half an hour in, the featured prelim, John Castaneda versus Miles Johns. What the fuck happened to Miles Johns' talent? Why is he so shit at fighting? In round one, it was a close round. I think you could have scored for either guy. I think I wedged it to Johns, but every judge gave it to Castaneda, which is fine, I could see. And then in round two, Castaneda just started running away with the fight because Johns was gassed badly. And then in the third, Castaneda was just levels above Miles Johns. He was just fucking levels above Miles Johns. And now, what a huge fucking upset by John Castaneda. And now it comes into question, who does he fight next? Knocking off a guy who was on a nice hot streak, people been hyping up. What's next? I would have to say... That's a very good question. Thinking about it now. Maybe Nate Maness. That wouldn't be the most. That wouldn't be the worst fight in the world. I don't think they've ever will it. No, not that I can see. Yeah, well, yeah. Why not Nate Maness? It's about two young prospects at 135. Fuck it, do that. That'd be interesting. I don't think Castaneda's gonna come to much in that division. I think there's way better guys. I think Miles Johns showed he's kinda overrated. But now we do have to talk about Miles Johns, and God, this guy is so weird when it comes to fighting, because he won one card, he looks unbeatable. The Dos Santos fight, the Natividad fight, but then you got like this and his other loss to what was the name of the guy he other lost? Mario Batista. Then you have those fights where he looks extremely shit. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Why are you so shit at fighting? If I had to make a fight for him, I guess Kung Ho Kang would be interesting. Maybe something, a grappler, maybe. I don't fucking know. Like, Miles Jones pissed me the fuck off of how bad he looked. It's like, dude, you're fighting John Castaneda, bro. Why are you looking so bad? You should be levels above this clown. But he lost 12-2. Yeah, I think Johns is so overrated after that performance. Bad night, whatever, man. You choked it badly. So. Yeah, good job to Castaneda, man. He did exactly. He looked better. He didn't gas first. He didn't gas last, man. All that matters. So, props to Castaneda. But now, with that being said, that does end the prelims. Finally, 7 fights, a lot of ups, pretty much not many downs. A slight one or two, but even then, the ups outweigh the downs. So, but now we move on to the main card, which started off with holy shit. I'm not gonna spend much time breaking down this fight because you should go watch it. But it started off with what really could be fight of the year. Julian Juicy J Erosa versus Steven Peterson. Holy fuck. Fight of the year contender, if not fight of the year. These two motherfuckers said, fuck it. We're getting a bonus, even though Peterson missed weight and ain't getting paid. The first round was pretty calm. Juicy J did just look better. But then in the second, after about midway point, Peterson finally hit the weak chin of Juicy J and dropped him. Semi-dropped him. And then swarmed him in the corner against the cage. Tried to drop him again. And then Juicy J comes back with a crazy spinning back fist. You know, go watch this fight. Go watch this fight. Me recapping this fight cannot do it justice. This fight was too good for me to just tell you about. You need to go watch this fight and then come back. We'll finish this video, and then go watch this fight. And then come back and rewatch this video. Juicy J, man. For how weak his chin is, he showed here he's not chin. In this one, he showed the chin will be cracked, but he will fight on. That's hella respect, bro. That's hella respect, my guy. Now who should Juicy J fight? I'd fight with Darren Elkins staring at me right now, and I love every fucking moment of it because that just screams violence. Fuck it, Juicy J and Darren Elkins. Book that shit. Fucking book that crazy shit. Those two motherfuckers live to bleed, my guy. And then for Ocho Peterson, he did miss weight, and which means they did get 5 a night bonus, but only Juicy J got the bonus, which means Juicy J got both bonuses. Yeah, motherfucker walked away with 100K, and Peterson walked away with probably not even half of that, which sucks, but gotta make weight, dude. You gotta make weight. Missing weight like a fat fuck doesn't get you anywhere. But now, what's next for Ocho? No, obviously nothing insane. Probably a very more watered down opponent than Juicy J. Maybe like Josh Cooleybow, maybe. That would not be terrible. Yeah, Cooleybow. That'd be interesting. Or yeah, I would say Cooleybow for sure. Or that Joe Anderson Brito kid would be also an interesting fight. One of those two dudes. But yeah, not much to say about Pearson. Great fight. Should have made weight. Would have got paid more. But great, amazing fight. Amazing fight. A bloody war that deserves these are one of those fights where at the second that last horn sounds, you stand up and clap. This ain't a sit down and clap or oh, that was a good fight. This is a stand up and clap kind of fight. And it was amazing. It was fucking amazing. It was a split decision, by the way. The two judges give the second and third to Peterson. I don't know. I think Peterson definitely won a round, but I don't know if I could give him both. So I scored it first and third for Juicy J, but go watch it. Go fucking watch it and tell me your scorecard for this fight. Great performance by Juicy J and Peterson, no less, and an amazing fight. After that, you got the fight I was most excited for on this card, and it delivered somewhat. It delivered somewhat. Brian Pooh Bear Battles versus Trayshawn Gore. This shit delivered, man. This was the real tough finale, and the guy who won won the show against Urbino won it again here, man. Battle showed he ain't no bitch. In the first, it was just a kickboxing match, aka Battle kickboxing the shit out of Trayshawn. Leg kicks, body kicks, couple jabs. Gore was just looking for the big power punch. He's fighting very rookie-like. All I have is power, which he didn't fight like that for long. Because in round 2, he fought a lot better. He dropped Battle twice and stayed on him. And going into third, it was 1-1. And it was very close third, but Battle did enough to win. He did enough to win. Going into that third, by the way, Battle's right eye was shut pretty much by getting punched by Trayshawn. So, yeah, the guy did fight a third round with a closed right eye. Cheers. But man, Brian is no joke. I said this during the fight that you can tell Brian's gonna be one of these guys who I doubt will ever win much. Maybe be a ranked guy once or twice. But besides that, I don't think he'll ever win much. But he will always have fun fights because that's just a fighter Brian Battle is. And it's a fucking fun ass fighter to watch. Great personality, great fighter. And it's just fucking fun to watch him fight. But now I think it's finally time for him to fight someone not in from the tough season. And who should that be? Jordan the Beverly Hills Ninja Wright. That's a fun fight. Let that fight sink into your head for a second. Jordan Wright versus Brian Battle. Man, that screams a lot of violence, and I love it. Yeah, that's fight to make, man. Battle and Wright. But now we gotta talk about Mr. Ego, Trayshawn Gore. You talked shit and you got hit, motherfucker. Trayshawn, I think, shot himself in the foot by talking so much shit. And no doubt, Trayshawn is good. He is a good fighter. Not taking that away from him. He is a good fighter. But the way he fucking carries himself, like, dude, get your head out of your own ass, bro. Get your head out of your ass. You're good, but come on, dude. Come on. Like, and he relies on the power heavy at the moment. He doesn't throw many kicks. He did try to wrestle a little bit. It didn't go great, but he tried. And I think he needs to develop more. He needs to develop a lot more, actually. So, not much to say. I'm not going to give him a fight. Just lost his UFC debut. No idea if he'll stay in the UFC. He probably will. Give him another fight. but I think the kid can be good. He's only 27. He's very young, but I think he needs to get his ego in check first. So, great fight. I was so hyped for it, and it was decent. Happy Battle won. It was a 3-rounder. It's a 29-28, and yeah, man, great fight, great fight. Had my Pooh Bear, bro, Pooh Bear. After that, damn, 45 minutes in, still got 4 fights to talk about. Whoa, this might be the longest video ever. After that, a fight that went pretty much how anyone expected it to. Brendan All-In Allen versus Smiling Sam Alvey. I don't want to spend much time on this fight, especially since we're fucking running deep into time-wise. Is anyone shocked that Alvey lost again? Again? Again. Like, I want Sam Alvey to win a fight already so he can retire, but he just fucking won't. Just fucking win for once. Just win one fucking fight, motherfucker. I think I'll get to Alvey in 2 seconds, but not gonna spend much time on Allen. He beat Sam Alvey, even though in the first round he was losing that fight until he dropped Alvey late in the first. Losing that round until he dropped Alvey late in the first. But then after he dropped him, Alvey was just shook, and Allen capitalized. Not gonna make a fight for Allen since this was at 205 and not 185, so it didn't have many implications. But now you gotta talk about Smiling Sam, bro. He has to get cut. He just has to get cut already. How is he still in the UFC? He's on a 7-fight losing streak. But you will cut Kevin Lee, Joel Romero. But Sam Alvey is still in the UFC. The guy's last win was 2018 against John Vellante. Lost to Little Nog, Jimmy Crew, Kidison Abreu, Ryan Spam, Julian Marquez, Wellington Turner, and Brendan Allen. I get it. Alvey is Mr. Reliable on if he's gonna step in and fight and all that shit. But at this point, what does that really mean? I think he needs to go. I don't. A UFC list Sam Alvey, Sam Alvey list UFC is sad, but it's just what needs to happen. And so, not much to say. Allen choked him out after dropping him in the second. It was sad to watch Alvey lose again. But great performance by Allen. Did what you had to do on 3 days' notice. Props. And Sam, bro, retire. Not much to say. Great performance. The last 3 fights of the card, not again with this fight breakdown wise, not much to say, but I will talk a little bit more about these fighters. Shaq Rachmanoff versus Coxton Harris. Goddamn, Shavkat is the real deal. So, very quiet round in the first, which is the only round there was. Not much to talk about until Rachmanoff just throws a calm spinning heel kick and KOs Colston Harris. Yeah, think of it, Vitor Belfort versus Luke Rockhold. Best way to describe it. Yeah, this Rachmanoff kid is a fucking problem at 70, bro. He is a problem at 70. He should be ranked, or should be fighting a ranked opponent by now. This is just 170 is getting so fucking good. It's scary. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? If I had to think of a fight idea for Rachmanov, Randy Brown would make a lot of sense. Yeah. Either Randy Brown or Jofneal. One of those two fights work perfectly, I think. So, yeah, one of those two work. So, I like Jofneal fight. Rachmanoff versus Jofneal does scream fun fight. So let's do that, man. Let's do that fight. This guy was looking like a future title contender one day. And talk about Coxton Harris. The kid was a nice prospect. I don't think he's gonna fall off or anything. He's so good, but I think this fight showed he's not ready for the top tier welterweights yet, or even the middle tier prospects. So, I don't. If you're a fan of him, don't give up on the kid, but I'd give the kid time. He is 34 though. If I had to give him an idea, a fight idea, I don't know. That'd be very tough. Maybe. God, I really can't find a fight for this motherfucker. For me, Brahima. I don't know. I think this is a very tough fight to call. Fighter to call. So. I no fight for Colston Harris at the moment, idea-wise, but if you're a fan of the kid, don't give up on him. So, Rachmanoff's just a different species of welterweight, so can't get mad at him. Props to Rachmanoff. Keep your eye on him, and yeah. Co-main event of the evening. I don't want to sound like I'm rushing through these, but I don't want to go any longer than maybe a little over an hour. So, the co-main Nick Maximov versus Punihele Soriano. Very close fight. Was it a split? Yeah, this was a split. Pretty much the fight was Rachmanoff shooting on Rachmanoff. Puna stopping takedowns here and there from Nick, but Nick most of the time getting the takedown. I could see scoring it for Puna. I think everyone agrees the third went to Nick Maximov, and the first and second was very close. If you want to go rewatch it, you can. I think I gave the first to Puna and the last two to Nick. This Maximov kid, I still have a lot of improvement to do, but this is a very nice win on his record. Very, 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 very nice win on his record early in his UFC career. Very nice win for Nick Maximov. Against a guy like Puna, who is no joke. This win might look very good in a couple years. But who should Maximov fight? Next time, how about Alessio Di Chirico? I think that sounds like a fun fight. And I think that's fun. And then for Puna, back-to-back losses against wrestlers, no less. Ain't looking good. I think the kid still has much potential, and he's like very young still too. I think he's 29. He has a lot of power in his hands. Just if you can just avoid that, it's an easy win, it seems at times. So, maybe him versus, him and Jun Young Park. That's a fun fight. Yeah, book that fight. That fight screams violence. Not much to say. Great fight by Maximov. Great performance by Maximov. Decent fight, whatever. A lot of wrestling. Very amazing beautiful transitions in this fight. So, if you get into that, go rewatch it. But yeah, great co-main. And by the way, I know a couple of these fights were split decisions, and none of them were robberies. Don't worry, if they were, I would tell you. And now we move on to the main event of the evening: Sean Strickland versus Jack Hermansson. Strickland, very, very, very underwhelming main event. God, was this underwhelming. Break down the fight round by round, how I personally scored it. In round 1, it was Strickland. It was Jack went for a takedown. Semi got it for about a second, but Sean defended it pretty well, and it turned back into a striking match. First round could have went either way. I think I gave it to Jack. And then round 2, very much the same, just minus the wrestling, a lot of striking. But in the end of the second, very end, Sean did drop, quote quote, Hermansson, but more looked, on a replay, more looked like he fell over from just gravity. But still, Strickland won that round. In the third, same thing. And when I say strike, this was a very boring striking fight. It was very just calculate. It was a boring chess match between two guys who were kind of scared to use their game plans, it seemed. But in the third, very close round, I think I edged it to Strickland. The fourth, I think, was the closest round of the fight to score. Jack did bust Hermansson, Jack did bust Strickland open on the nose a little bit. That pretty much the most damage he did to Strickland in the whole fight besides the leg kicks. And yeah, fourth round was very close. I think I edged it to Strickland again. And then the fifth, it was just Jack outstriking Strickland and taking the fifth. So I personally scored it 48-47 Strickland, but I could totally see someone making a case for 1, 4, and 5 for Hermansson. Which now, I say that because I want to bring this up. After the fight, everyone was like, 5-0 Strickland, 4-1 Strickland. People made it seem like Strickland dog walked him. Unless I watched a different fight, that was a close fight. Strickland definitely, I think you can definitely, if you made me pick who won, I'd say second, third, and fourth Strickland. But if the judges gave it to Hermansson, it was not a robbery. One judge, Sal D'Amato, I think, scored it for Hermansson, scoring the first, third, and fifth. For Hermansson, I think it should be the fourth, not third, but whatever. And I agree. I think the first and fifth definitely went to Jack Hermansson, looking back. But the middle rounds, the second and third, I give Strickland. The fourth is extremely close. So if you hear people talking about this fight like it was a dog walk, it wasn't. Strickland did not look good at all. So that's what I think personally. People will tell you, oh, it was an easy win for Strickland. No, it wasn't. This was easily his worst performance at middleweight since coming back down to middleweight. So, but now we talk about what's next for these guys. For Strickland, I think if you look at the rankings, the obvious fight's Paulo Costa, but will Costa even fucking fight at middleweight again? That's the problem. So that's why I think Strickland should fight Darren Till. I wish it was on the London card, but UFC. Yeah. And not like it's a reach, because it would be number 6 versus number 8. Makes a lot of sense. And then for Jack Hermansson, Brad Tavares. And I'll give Jack this. He needs to go to a striking gym or go train striking. I don't get why he's training wrestling. You're already a great wrestler. Why are you training that? Go train what you're weaker at, dude. You won't see Khabib training wrestling over striking if he had to. If he asked himself that. I forget where I heard this, but why train what you're already great at instead of training your weakness to make it not your weakness anymore? So, I don't know. That's what I personally think. Yeah, that's what I think about that. And then for Strickland, he even said the fight was very boring, which it was very underwhelming. But what? I think like the Strickland versus Till is, I think, a fun fight, very good trash talking, and it would make a lot of sense. So, boring fight, but the right guy won, I guess. So, that's the card. I did like crack an hour. I just did. I did rush at the end because I didn't want the video to be any longer than an hour-ish. So, sorry. But I said all the points I would have said anyway, but I just shortened them. So, picks wise, this is where I get very interesting. I went 11 of 13, 8 perfects with 815 points. Might be my best night of picking ever. And the only fights I got wrong were Denny's Bondar and Miles Johns. So, great night of picking for me. The bonuses, I said this in the Erosa fight. 5 and I did go to Juicy J and Steven Peterson, but only Juicy J got paid 100k, both 50ks, because Peterson missed weight. And then the performance bonuses were Chitty and Shavkat Rachmanoff. I completely agree with all 3 of those. Amazing card. Ups and downs. Kind of went down towards the end. The co-main and main were kind of weak fights, but even with those fights being weak, the rest of the card made up for it, and I enjoyed the entire card. Next week, we got UFC 271, and this begins, I think, 8 weeks, they said, of straight cards, which I'm fucking happy. And yeah, man. You can see me next Friday, 7 p.m. for the breakdown of UFC 271, Adesanya versus Witt Taker 2, plus Derek Lewis, Tai Tuivasa. What the fuck? A couple other great fights on that card. I'm excited. And then you'll see me same time as this next week for the recap. Yeah, I'm excited for 271. I don't know how you can't be. If everything sticks together, which I hope it does. 15 fight card. This video might be even longer. Oh my fucking god. An hour and 2 minutes of talking. Holy shit. But yeah, I'm gonna fucking go rest my vocal cords. So, hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, fuck. RX.